A new joint position paper was recently released by a coalition of 40 AI researchers who work closely with AI at places like Meta, OpenAI, and Quebec's Artificial Intelligence Institute, MILA. Their paper warned that as advanced AI systems evolve, they may get better at deceiving us while they think. Joining us now to discuss this is Jennifer Raso, Assistant Professor in the Faculty of Law at McGill University. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So Jennifer, it seems that the researchers are proposing safety teams to read an AI model's chain of thought, or COT as they call it, to catch suspicious or harmful activity, and they call this a unique safety opportunity. What do you think of that, and what problems do you have with the way these people are describing AI?
Yeah, I think this is a really great question, a great starting point for the discussion. So I don't discount the need for AI safety, just to be clear, and especially with generative AI tools. However, describing these tools as reasoning or thinking anthropomorphizes what exactly these tools do and how they operate, which in my view isn't very helpful. It creates a blurred image of what these tools are, and it really disconnects us from important technical realities about how these systems function. Without these details, it becomes really challenging to try and govern these systems, especially for people from outside of these big corporations to do that governance work.
Okay, but we have heard of AI hallucinations, making up nonsensical things while appearing confident that almost feels like lying, to use a human term. Is that not happening?
Yeah, so I don't want to, I think, discount the fact that AI systems like generative AI tools can generate results that a human reader would see as false. However, those systems are working as intended. It's important to know that a tool like ChatGPT, for example, is designed so using a statistical model that predicts one word and then the next word that would most likely appear after that word. So from the machine's perspective, there's no hallucination happening. The machine is functioning as it was designed to. But when we encounter the results of ChatGPT text production, for example, in law, when lawyers use these tools to write legal briefs that include made-up cases, that's us recognizing the error. And that, of course, is a problem. But I don't know that the chain of thought proposal that's included in this paper is the way to solve that problem.
You have some concerns as well about the people who signed this paper wanting to control this chain of thought, or at least understand how AI does that. What are you skeptical about there?
So in the paper itself, it suggests that, first of all, that chains of thought are things that generative AI systems are producing, which is important. These are, natural language descriptions of how the system is generating a result. But the problem that I have is that this paper proposes then that AI firms and developers be the ones to solve that problem. In other words, it proposes an automated safety team approach that seems internal to these types of firms that have created the problem in the first place.
And do they stand to benefit from that? Do they stand to benefit from being in charge of that?
Well, I would say so, because the proposal in the paper is one that carves out an area of self-regulation and makes it difficult for outside regulators, governments, but also perhaps even professions that might have members who are using these types of tools from having a role in that regulation. And we've seen these types of moves before, where we've had people like Jeffrey Hinton signing on to reports that warned that AI systems were a threat to humanity, that they created an existential risk. But after those papers were released, we saw massive investments drummed up in support of those AI firms, and even more moves to push against regulatory efforts. So I'm a bit skeptical, I would say, as to the timing of the report, but also some of the proposals that the report includes.
All right, interesting take. Well, thank you so much for your time on this, Jennifer. Lots there to think about, and we will continue to watch this story. Jennifer Raso is an assistant professor in the Faculty of Law at McGill University. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, and have a great night.